Hello, viewers. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Chinese Tier 8 heavy tank, the 110. Uh, this tank is a lot of fun. It's fast for a heavy, good rate of fire, decent penetration, and not so much alpha damage, but it makes up for that with the rate of fire. The armor on this tank is very, very good, except for that lower plate right there. That just looks like, like a stiff hover light bar or something like that. Which this is very weak. I'll go over all the armor for it. This tank, wouldn't necessarily recommend side scraping it, but you can side scrape it. Uh, the reason being that if I'm side scraping and I have a wall right here, I am showing this part of the tank, which essentially, if you're shooting from this direction, you're giving them a flat part of the tank. So this pike nose once, becomes useless if you're trying to sidescape because it's so angled that you're just literally giving them a flat part of the tank. If you can get hull down in this tank, then absolutely. If you can protect this bit right here, protect this bit right here, this tank will be very hard to pen. They have unless it's a tier 10 shooting gold rounds, or just a tier 10 shooting pretty much anything, a tier 10 tank destroyer shooting your armor would be rendered useless then. But anyway, if you can protect this area, there's only two spots they would be able to hit: here and here. Now, unlike the IS-3, this tank does not have the noticeable weak spot right over here. This tank is very comparable to the IS-3, which I will go over some of the similarities. It's got 1550 hit points, which is really decent for a tier 8. Good speed limit, decent engine power. The turret is really hard to pen. It is a little bit flat here, so in here, so people will tend to actually pen right here, depending on the tank, and obviously your commander's hatches. This is very hard to pen front on, and like I said, this is extremely weak right here. The side skirts are really, really weak. 90 for the sides, 90 millimeters of penetration for the sides. So that means that, yeah, if you're angled just a little bit too much from here, you can get penned right here. Especially right here. I don't know why they wouldn't shoot here, but you can get penned right here. With a 60 rear, so a good HE round to the back will just ultimately destroy your tank. The gun on it is really good. It's a 100 caliber. Rate of fire, so you shoot every 10 seconds, essentially, but you put a rammer on there, you get a good crew, you will get it under every 10 seconds. I forgot what mine's at. It shoots APCR for its gold round, which is so much better than heat because of the fact that heat will get eaten up by tracks and spaced armor. So APCR is the preferred gold round ammunition if you do have it. Aiming time is 2.9. That's okay. I don't have any problems with the accuracy of this gun. I actually quite like it. Uh, View range on the tank, it goes 380. I have 388 on it right now. I don't put any optics on it. It is not a blind tank as opposed to the IS-3, which is a blind tank. The IS-3 has 350 minus 365 view range on it, which is completely abysmal because you can't see anything. You won't be able to spot anything. This is the weak spot that I was saying on the IS-3 that the 110 does not have. For WGLNA measures, the IS-3 is a very good tank to use in city maps, but you will also see a lot of players using the 110 just because of the fact that it's got a little bit better hold down capability, not so much a side scrape, but a little better hold down and a faster rate of fire with really good penetration. This tank is a beast in the hands of a good user. A lot of tier 8s will be should fear this tank. I have a video, a replay of an ace tanker match in this tank. It wasn't necessarily soundproof, as far as my gameplay, but it was a very good game. I missed a couple shots here. I rushed a couple shots there, and I overexposed a couple times. And I got a little bit lucky. But it was a very good game, and this tank is really just so much fun. I recommend getting this and keeping this tank. This tank is a keeper. Keep this tank for tournaments. Keep this tank for if you just want to run a tier 8. Keep this tank because it's such a boss. I have not gotten to the WZ-111 yet. As you can see, I'm sort of on the way. I'm just about a little bit under 20,000 away. But anyway, this tank, out of 10, I'd give it, for tier 8s, I'd probably give it an 8. This tank would get an 8. Okay, so starting off here, you can clearly see that I have an idiot behind me. I don't know if he was trying to push me or exactly. I just do not know. I don't know why I keep sniffling, but anyway, first shot, track shot. That's always good to do, just because your teammate can help. Centurion is really good pen. He was pissing me off this entire time. Bounce the IS. I don't know. Maybe it took a little bit. I just wanted to make sure for that shot rather than just fire one off. Um, IS keeps poking out. I'm just going to keep punishing him. Here, I'm kind of in a hold down spot. There's no artillery piece, so I'm okay. Easy 8, easy pen. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not an easy 8. That's an E2. He's shooting HE at me, which gets to be annoying. There's an IS-3 that is side scraping, which is what I mentioned earlier. They are very good at side scraping, but I'll show you the noticeable weak spot on the IS-3 that I will hit, not this time, but later on I will be able to show you. Tries to run away. You always make your enemy pay for running away. There's a lot of tinkering back and forth on this here. I tried to get hopefully an RNG shot. I kind of knew I wasn't going to pen, but maybe should have saved that to get the Object 416. I tried to get a track, get underneath his track, and also do damage. That didn't work out well. IS pokes out again. Luckily, my team is paying attention. The E2 pens me with an HE round. My god. And then here is where that weak spot is. Just missed it. You could say, oh, why didn't you go for the commander's hatch? But there is a weak spot. Got penned again by the E2. Little bit frustrated. I don't understand how this guy is penning me. Waiting. See that he's got. Now I pen the weak spot of the IS-3. Once again, the 110 gun is pretty accurate. Luckily, the E2 did not pen me there, so he doesn't chip away any more health, which he took away quite enough already to begin with. Our IS-3 moves up. Scare the E3 back. Notice that my whole team is moving up. I might as well join the party. Indian Panzer likes to shoot rocks. Who knew? Try to track the IS-3. Missed my shot. Dancing around so that I don't get hit by other tanks. Put a couple into the side of the IS-3. Back up, obviously, because that E2 just continuously shoots me with HE. Even though he's not going to do much damage, I still don't want to take this, this attrition damage that is not needed. Centurion, once again, pens me because he's pissing me off. And I get very lucky with a little RNG shot there as E2 runs away and I get the kill. Not that I wouldn't have killed him later, but it makes this guy easier, so I'm not giving in to E2 my side. He had just killed my ally. I know that he's reloaded, so I make it difficult for him to shoot me. He bounces because he hits my upper plate. I get the kill shot, and then I move forward. Notice that there is a 416 up there. Also know that they have very piss poor gun depression, so I feel safe enough in order to go over there and take out the Ferdy. He would have to really overexpose himself to actually get a decent penetrating shot on my lower plate, so I'm quite alright with facing him head on. He does actually get a shot on me on my turret, but knew he wasn't going to pen that. I'm on the move, and I have a very good turret. So I decide to get into a flanking maneuver, knowing that the enemy team is mostly on the hill. I got 2 RHMs, a T-28 Prot, a 416 to worry about. In the power to weight ratio of this tank is a little bit frustrating. It's not as slow as a T-32. It's faster than a T-32, but not as fast as an IS-3. You can see on my tank that they would have penned me. That green streak on the top of my turret would have penned me if I was an IS-3. That would have really affected this gameplay already, seeing as I'm at 700 some odd hit points already to begin with. I don't YOLO around. I shoot at an RHM who is very fortunate that I missed. Why I missed, I don't know. Nevertheless, I go back there, shoot, and track him. Okay, this is getting a little bit frustrating. Now the RHM, I have the RHM's attention. I'm still hull down. He shoots my turret. Obviously doesn't pen. I have him on the retreat. Thank you, HE, because you're dead. Boom. The 416 was taken out. Notice that there's another RHM. Keep the HE shells loaded. I track him. I decide to track him here to keep him in place. I probably should have used an AP round, but oh well. Have him tracked, most likely damage his engine. He's not repairing it. That's another 444 damage shot. He's going to shoot me again. I'm going to bounce it off my turret. He's going to try and retreat, but not in time. All of a sudden, my team has now just turned the tide. We are winning. Who knew that they would step it up? Notice that there's a T-28 Prot still around in the middle. Unfortunately, I only have APCR left. I am not a gold spammer. I don't like spamming gold because if you look at my garage, I only have 500,000 credits. And I got about 7 tier 10s that I need to buy. And I'm grinding other lines, so this is not going to work very well. But T-28 spotted. Shoot him. I track him without doing any damage. Very interesting. You should know that the T-28 Prot cannot turn 180 degrees, so that's why I'm directly behind him. He repairs his track. I see him. I pull forward so he shoots my turret, and then I get the finishing kill. Be careful not to shoot the gun because you won't penetrate the gun. But yeah, this very, very good game in the 110.